With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
In this question, we have to read the given examples of animal interactions, and we have to select the kind of interaction that is being exhibited here from among the given options. Now, we all know that in any ecosystem, in any habitat, there are many different species that live together and comprise the biotic community. And all of these members of the community, obviously, they are not distinct from each other. They are linked together in one way or another. And they also show many different kinds of complex interactions among themselves. If we look at the examples that are given to us, first they are saying an orchid is growing as an epiphyte on a mango branch. Now, epiphyte means a plant which is not grounded. Its roots are not anchored to the soil. Instead, this plant is growing hanging on another plant. But in the case of orchids, they are using this plant not as a host. They are not stealing any nutrition from this plant. Instead, they are just using this plant as a support for their growth, and they are just going to take the water vapors and the organic substances that they are going to find in the vicinity of this plant on which they are growing. So even though the orchid is growing on the mango plant, still it is not a parasite and it is not harming the mango plant. So over here in this interaction, we see that it is beneficial for the orchid, it is beneficial for the epiphyte, but the mango plant will remain neutral. It is neither being harmed and nor is it being benefited. So this is an interaction beneficial for one party and the other remains neutral. The other is neither harmed nor benefited. Next, barnacles growing on the back of a whale. Again, a similar situation. When barnacles are growing, then wherever the whale is going to swim, they also get to travel with the whale, and they are also going to get nutrition or get their prey in the vicinity of this whale. So the whale is not affected. The barnacles are not harming the whale in any way. They are not sucking its blood. They are not taking nutrients from it. They are just growing in close association with the body of the whale. So it looks like this is a parasitic relationship, like the whale is the host and the barnacles are parasites. But actually, if they're not taking any nutrition from it, they're not harming it, then again this relationship is beneficial for one party and neutral for the other. And such a relationship is known as commensalism. If we look at the other examples that have been given to us, clownfish living among the stinging tentacles of a sea anemone. A similar scenario, the clownfish gets protection from the predators because they cannot enter the stinging tentacles, and the clownfish itself has adapted in such a way that it has a protective covering on its body. It has a layer of mucus, so it will not get stung by the sea anemone. So the sea anemone is not harmed in any way, but the clownfish is getting protection. Similarly, cattle egrets foraging close to the grazing cattle. Cattle egrets are actually insectivorous birds, and generally they are found in close association or near to the grazing cattle. Now, they are not harming the cattle in any way. What they do is they just remain near the cattle. Sometimes they also sit on the back of the cattle. And when the cattle are going to stir the vegetation or even the garbage on which they are feeding, the insects are going to come out of this vegetation and the birds will get to eat them. So not harming the other species in any way again. So all of these are examples of commensalism, because in all of these interactions, one of these species is benefiting and it is not detrimental for the other species also. The other species remains neutral. So only option D, commensalism, can be our correct answer, because in competition, none of them benefit. It is an interaction which is detrimental for both of the species. So there is no way this can be our answer. In amensalism, yes, one of the species remains neutral, but for the other species, it's not beneficial, it's detrimental. And in mutualism, we have an association which is beneficial for both of the species involved. So over here, option D, commensalism, is our correct answer after looking at the given examples.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.